have discussed in last session. This responding chat window. Right, first, what we have discussed in last class. Yeah, in last class, actual topic is data types. In this data types, we completed numerical data types over, and we are about to start floating point data types. We are about to start floating point data types. Floating point data types. Right. In floating point data types, we discussed very clearly. A number which is having fractional part is called floating point data. By default, floating point data types are signed data types. That means signed data types. That means which can contain positive value and negative value. There are no unsigned floating point data types. There are no unsigned floating point data types. An example for floating point data: 10.5 and minus 10.5. 10.5 and minus 10.5. According to size, floating point data types are classified into three types. Okay, number one, float. Number two, double. Number three, decimal. Number one, float. Number two, double. Number three, decimal. And predefined size is 4 bytes. Predefined size is 4 bytes. That is 4 into 8. That is 32 bits of floating values. And base type is, and I discussed very clearly yesterday, float 4 bytes, double 8 bytes, decimal 16 bytes, and by default, which are signed, means which will allow positive and negative. And whenever you have small amount of floating point data, like person height and 10th of fractional value 5.8, 6.8, 7.2, then we go float. And whenever we have temperature, tempo, 35.6, 38.9, like this. Okay, so that is also we can go with float. So whenever we have huge amount of floating point data, huge means let's say bank balance, country budget, money, that will have fractional values, and state budget you go with the decimals. And whenever you have average floating point data like salaries and big item, product, car cost, bike cost, this it's better to go with the doubles. So that is the story. Now, are you clear about this? Are you clear what I said? Understood all of you? Hello, as per yesterday class. And who have missed classes? Sir, today is my first session, sir. And for you guys, I'm telling you, you will have one backup batch also. One another batch also will start, will be next week after festival. You wait up to that. And simultaneously, sir, I missed classes. How I can understand, sir? You go to YouTube. In YouTube, we shared our videos. Go to R&D IT school. Right, R&D IT school. Right, you see. Yeah, here, just when you go to R&D IT school, you will have videos like this. Now you can click on my image like this. The channel will open. And in this channel, you can see the videos. So what you can see here, you will have my, here, this is the first video, first demo, where you have, sorry, let me open Zoom it, 1 minute, all of you. Zoom it is what you know, it's a software to zoom the screen. We can use this zoomit.exe to zoom the screen. Whenever I want to zoom the screen, it is very much useful, like this. Yeah, this is our first, where you have the banner now. That video is 58 minutes video. Is the first demo, and this is the second demo 2, and this is what you know, demo 3, 4. Okay, now 4, and you will have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe today's session is what session? 9, 9, 9, 9. Today's session is 10th session. So here you have. You listen those videos, right? So I hope you are clear. Now let's go for floating point data types. Predefined size is 4 bytes, and 4 into 8, that is 32 bits of floating values you can accommodate. Base type of float is system.single. If you want to open Visual Studio software, .NET Software Visual Studio, then just dev just then when you say dev, it will open Visual Studio icon. Just open this Visual Studio.NET to write the .NET programs. Here it is showing your yesterday created application that is called My Console application. Just open it. You created yesterday, you open that application. Yes. When you open this application, you can have some default code. Right, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm just removing the old code. Yes. So here you can see. Yeah. Within the main method, you can check float who is your base type, saying that my base type is system dot what you know single system dot single. So that is the story. That's the reason I have written here. Base type of float is system dot single. System dot single. Right. Next, let's write some variables. List of float variables means valid variables and invalid variables. List of float variables. Those are called valid variables and invalid variables. Right. What exactly that is float a equal to 4.5. Float a equal to 4.5. Yes. Float a equal to 4.5. Yes. So is it valid or invalid? Come on, tell me. Is it valid or invalid? Fast. Is it valid or invalid? Come on, guys. Is it valid or invalid? So generally, compulsory, you should say it is valid. Why? Because a variable type is float. In the right hand side, you have 4.5 is a floating point data. See, floating point value, you are assigning into floating point data type. Why it is invalid? It should valid only. But here you can observe, whenever you are able to see like a red mark like this, it's showing that error, syntax error. Now you can see showing syntax error. Now, even though you can compile this code, it will show that is giving error. What is the error it's giving? You see. What is the error? You can see. Right. What is the error? You can see here. Right. Okay. Now, what is this error? 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me increase the screen. Error we can see easily. It's saying that error is error. One error. That error is literal of type double cannot be implicitly converted to type float. It's saying that Babu 4.5 is double that I cannot convert implicitly internally to float. Use F suffix to create a literal of this type. And it's saying that use F suffix. That means, what is the meaning of this means? It's giving error. Reason I'll tell you right anyhow. Yeah, you see error, you say error. Why error? Why 4.5 is treating as double? Anyone can answer for this question. Why 4.5 is treating as double? Anyone can answer for this question. I'm not asking you the solution for this problem. I'm asking why 4.5 is treating as double. It's treating as double was, you can see when you keep the cursor here, IntelliSense is showing Babu 4.5 is double. Right, reason. Why it is treating as double, right? So very simple point you need to understand. By default, listen, by default, compiler will treat, right, this point. By default, C#.NET compiler will treat floating point data as double. Floating point data as double. Floating point data as. By default, C#.NET compiler will treat floating point data as double. data as what you know, double by default. So means what is the default type of floating point data in C#? Answer is double. If we want to convert double value into float, we should postfix with f or f, either small f or capital F, either small f or capital F, like this. You see, now it's not giving any error. You see, now it's valid. Equal to 5.5 small f, valid. Right, over. Story is what completed. And understood all of you. Everybody are clear? Huh? Hello? Yes. Now, next point to be understand is float C equal to minus 10.5 F. Is it valid or invalid? Minus 10.5 F. Is it valid or invalid? Is it valid or invalid? It is also valid. Float D equal to, yes, it is also valid because floating point data types are by default signed, means it will allow positive values and negative values, which can contain positive values and negative values. That's it. That is the story. Understood all of you? Right. Next, I have a question. What about 10? What about 10? B equal to 10. What about 10? Tell me. Yeah. What about 10? What about 10? 10. Float D equal to 10. What do you say? Right. Everybody. It's giving. It's valid. You can see it's valid. Float D equal to D. So valid. And understood all of you. Everybody are clear. Yes. So now you immediately will get a question. That is 10 is what data into data. So immediately you should get it out. So it's not a floating value. But here you have to understand what is the default, what is the default numerical data type in C#? What is the default numerical data type in C#? Right. What is the default numerical data type in C#? Is what you know, int. When you take 10, 20, 30 will called as what is that? Integer. But int value you are taking into float, no error, because that is called future topic called implicit type casting. That is called implicit type casting. It's a topic called implicit type casting. Remember this point forever. Right. Understood all of you. Everybody are clear. Hello. Clear. Right. Next, come back to float E equal to double quotes 10.5. Float E equal to double quotes 10.5. Is it valid? No, invalid. Why? Because double quotes 10.5 is what data? String data. Double quotes 10.5 is called which data? String data. It's called string data. You cannot assign into float variable. This is the story. Next, when we will go for float, For example, when you are attending the class, you are not following properly. Means you are getting confusion. You are not following properly. Don't worry. You attend a second time, again attend again and again. And free classes videos will be shared in YouTube, and paid classes videos will be shared to all the students. So that is the reason. Listen same class again and again, again and again, again and again. So then what will happen? Understood all of you again and again. You will get more and more clarity, right? So that is the story. When we will go for float, whenever we want to store smallest floating value, real-time examples, like real-time examples, what exactly you know? Real-time examples, what exactly you know? Float temperature. Temperature means 34.5 F. Small, right? Float person height, person height 5.8 or 6, 5.8 or 6.9, 7 point or 8 point max. Not more than that, right? Yes. Float person weight, person weight, person weight. Yes. Are you clear? Person weight. So that is the story. Understood all of you? Are you clear? Right. Yeah. Now understood all of you. That everybody are clear? Hello. When we go for float. Clear. Fun in chat window, man. What you are doing? Just watching like a TV serial. The use of that fast. So how did you understand float? Just respond in chat window fast. Chat window. Okay, you are attending class like a dummy student. What is the use of that? Right. Next, come back to our discussion. Right. Let's go. Yeah. Next, go for next concept is double. Next concept is double. Double. Next concept is what you know. Double. Double. Yes. Predefined size is 8 bytes. 8 into 8. That is 64 bits. Floating values. Okay. Now coming to type is base type is double. Base type is double. Coming to double. Double, who are you? Like double. Base type is system dot double. You observe. D small, D capital. What is the base type, sir? We'll understand very soon. System dot double. Correctly. List of double variables. List of double variables are. List of double variables are. List of double variables are. Right. List of double variables are. Double A equal to 4.5. Is it valid or invalid? Is it valid or invalid? Right. Double, is it valid or invalid? Fast. Is it valid or invalid? Right. So what exactly it is? It's a valid. Valid. Okay, now double B equal to minus 4.5. Minus 4.5 is also valid. Yes, valid. Okay, double C equal to 4.5 F. And a float value you are trying to convert. Valid. So supporting. Double D equal to and a double supporting, that's why it's called implicit typecasting. Next concept. That means implicit typecasting means here 4.5 F4, 4.5 F4, who are you ante? It is float value are assigning into double. Right, listen. Now next, everybody just write here round mark and you write it is float, it is float, right? Next, double D equal to 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, who are you? 10, 10, who are you? Into, 10 is into, okay, supporting, valid, it's implicit typecasting, right? So you can write here, this is what you know exactly int. So that is the story. Right. Understood all of you. Hello. Clear. 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 Hello. Clear. Right. Over. Story is completed. This is double. Next, when we will go for double. When we will go for double. When we will go for a double. Answer. Whenever we want to store. Whenever we want to store floating value which we can't accommodate within float, which we cannot accommodate within float. Real-time examples, some big values. Okay, let's say double salary, big salaries, double big product cost, road cost. Don't say soap cost, sir. No, big machinery cost, or like product cost, some car cost like this. This is double. Over. Now next, go for decimal. So what about decimal, sir? Decimal. Coming to decimal, predefined sizes 16 bytes. So 16 into 8, that is how many? 128 bits. Okay, now coming to base type is, base type of decimal is, base type of decimal is, base type of decimal is what exact? Decimal, your base type is system dot decimal. Remember this point. Base type is, so what is this? System dot decimal. That's it. So it's system dot decimal. Right. Now, yeah, list of decimal variables are, list of decimals variables are, list of decimal variables are a equal to 10.5 m. Decimal means you should give m. Remember this point. When you keep m, then it will consider as decimal. It is a postfix with m. Capital M or small m, right? Anything is okay, right? Now, yeah, you can write it is valid. Decimal b equal to minus 10.5, capital M also valid. Decimal c equal to 10.5. Oh, invalid. Now why? Because just 10.5 is what type? Double type it's not allowing. You see, Babu, 10.5, 10.5, who are you? Boss, you didn't keep F, you didn't keep M. That's why I am double. I am double. Remember this point. So round up and write double. But it's not allowing you to convert. Compulsory you should keep M, right? Next, come back to our discussion. Decimal D equal to 4.5 F. 4.5 F. It is also invalid. Listen. 4.5 F, 4.5 F. Who are you? F you kept now. I am single means float. So just round up. It is a single. Round up. It is a single. Right. Over. Next. Decimal E 10. Can you tell me 10 is what? Can you tell me 10 is what? Can you tell me 10 is what? 10 is what? 10 is what? Learn the subject, man. Without subject, if you go industry, no use. Dina dina gandam nurilla aish. Learn proper subject. First of all, you cannot filter in interviews only. Right. Okay. Don't do time pass when you come to my class. You are serious, then only come. Who are coming for subject, they can also enjoy my class. 10 is what type? Integer. 10, 10, who are you? I am int because default numerical type is int. Now valid. So it's called implicit typecasting. What is this implicit typecasting? Next topic is that only. Typecasting topic will come. Right. Over. Story is completed. Okay now. So next immediately enter your last question. When we will go for decimal answer. Whenever we want to store huge floating value. Decimal. List of decimal, sorry, real time examples. Huge, 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 huge. Like what you can say, you can write, you observe this. Real time examples, you can write decimal country budget. Decimal state budget. Decimal bank balance. Not your balance, my balance. Some industrialist people balance. Decimal like this, big, 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 big values. Right. Okay, now, right? Are you clear, all of you guys? Right. So this is the story, right? Now we understood up to here floating point data types. Next, we are going for character related data types. Now coming to, don't worry about notes. Beautiful notes. People will tell in Amirpet R&D notes will be like Chandamama storybooks. The type of notes I will share you. Don't worry. Beautiful step-by-step notes will have. I'll tell you one shop name. There you can collect my books also. Are you interested? There you can collect my books. Are you interested? In Amirpet somewhere you will have my books. Beautiful books like Chandamama storybooks. Yeah, I'll give you shop number tomorrow. He will send you the, if you do Google Pay, will give you, send you courier also, or else you can go and collect. Right, floating point data types. Yes. Notes, just I'm sending you in chat window. Right? Right. So many people will attend, even though attending other faculty classes also. In Amirpet, they will read our books, and who are going abroad, want to learn .NET from abroad also, the people will get my books from Amirpet shops. Right. So that's it. That is a story about this. Now come back to, we are going for character related data types. But before you are going for this, I want one question to all the people in chat window. Right. Explain. I'm giving a question. Explain about floating point data types detail in chat window. Just you write what you understood. Don't copy paste whatever I was sent to you. Don't do that. Just I'm asking you. You just write. Go through it once. Don't mind. But you write again on chat window. You write with your own hands. Just 5 minutes. I'm giving a task. Right. Come on, guys. Do it fast. Right.